Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Sharon with UCDI, and this is the Think on Purpose, Master Your Mindset. I know I'm moving around a little bit, so hopefully we can just get acclimated. Hey, today we want to talk about being a gift in moments of clarity. For those of you who don't know me, we're doing something that's called a 30-day reset. And if I can just be honest with you, this reset has been very good. It's been very good. However, it has also really been demanding. It's caused me to have to look at myself, not just the areas I focus in, but areas that are outside of the normal zone of things I do, outside of, training, speaking, outside of those normal things that I do on a daily and that I've given time and energy to crafting. It's caused me to look at things that I don't often look at. And during that time, I've really had to look at myself to see where my beliefs are. Look at myself to see what my core beliefs are, what I really believe in. Will I die on this hill? Will I not die on this hill? It's called me to evaluate things and say, does this have the value you believe it has? Is this just something that you're using to remain comfortable? Is this something that will help push you into your destiny? Because oftentimes we say we want destiny, and we do. There's something in us that just wants and wants and wants to be all that we can be and to fulfill our destiny. But during moments of deep introspection, crisis, the areas where the rubber really meets the road, what you will find is, in that moment is when you actually know whether you want to go for something or whether you want to stay comfortable and hide. Like, if I'm real still, will they see me? And so just being very transparent here, and asking about moments of clarity. During our life, you'll be going along life, you'll be, whether you're coasting, whether you're soaring, whether you're crawling, but you'll be going along in your day-to-day, and there will be a moment that will happen. And in that moment, you have clarity. You have clarity, whether that is doing meditation, whether that is doing prayer, whether it's a conversation what you're having with someone. But in that moment, the curtain is pulled back, is opened up, and you get a glimpse, just a glimpse, but it's clear, it's crystal clear, and it's clarity. Boom. And so I was thinking in my life about moments that has happened for me and within my life. And one of those moments that it happened was during a time in Charlotte, North Carolina, years ago. Charlotte, North Carolina. I hadn't gone to college at this time. I had been in the military, but I hadn't gone to college. I was just kind of living day to day, just existing. I don't even know if I was paycheck to paycheck. I probably was just day to day, just living. Did not have a grid, hadn't read very many books on leadership and books on personal growth, things that would let you know that you can influence your outcome. And so I was actually just kind of, whatever happened, I just kind of went with the flow. I went with the flow, just existing. And so during one of those moments of just relaxing, existing, just kicking it with some friends, my brother and a friend of my brother, who definitely wasn't walking closely with the Lord at that time, but in the middle of a conversation where no one was talking about anything, he looked at us. And I remember him looking dead at me. And he said with such startling clarity and such sincerity and boldness and authority, he just looked at me and he said, if failure can follow you, so can success. Now, at the moment, I was doing some things that may have unduly influenced my perspective, meaning I might have been under the influence at that time. Like I said, we're just hanging out, doing things that really I'm not exactly proud of. I'm not ashamed of either. It's just something that went on at that point in my life. But when he said it, it was one of those moments where whoosh, everything, like my ears were open, I could hear, I could see. And in that moment, I knew that I was not where I was called to be. I was not operating in the things I was called to operate in. I was not moving in the authority I was called to move in, that I was out of place. But not only did I realize I was out of place, there was no condemnation with it. It wasn't like you out of place. What it was it woke something up in me, something that was dormant or suppressed or oppressed or whatever you want to call it. Whatever it wasn't driving. And it woke something up in me. And I responded. Something in my internal responded and was like, that's true. That's true. And so 2 things with that. I could have disqualified that because this guy had a substance abuse problem, in and out of jobs, different things. So I could have disqualified it and been like, man, you always talking about some craziness. But he had pulled back the thing. He had pulled back the curtain for me. And in that moment, I saw clearly. It was a moment of clarity. Did it come through a way someone else would have thought it would come? No, but it was a moment of clarity. Here's the thing, your gift and your calling are without repentance. Sometimes we get so busy focusing and navel gazing at ourselves that we don't operate in the things that we truly can operate in. So his gift and calling was without repentance. His gift was still there. He was still a prophetic individual with spiritual insight. And in that moment, his gift operated and it created room in that conversation. His gift made room for him. Here's the flip side of that. God gave gifts to men, and those gifts came in the fivefold. And him operating in his gift was a gift to me in that moment. That God blessed me enough to interrupt our conversation and say, hey, daughter, boom. And so that was a moment of clarity for me. And this 30-day reset is bringing back several moments of clarity, almost like I can look down through my lifeline and see the common thread. I just see the common thread. And so, as I said before, it's been really, really good. However, it has also been really, really demanding because it is causing me to evaluate all areas of my life, which I thought I was doing anyway, but evaluating the areas that I don't normally evaluate has really caused me to see that if there are things in our life, in my life, I'm being transparent about me. If there are things in your life that are not bringing value to you, you have a choice. God will tell you what he thinks about something, and then you have an opportunity to come into agreement with him or to say, no, I don't want to see it. Whether it's because an ostrich is sticking his head in the sand, whether it's because it just may be too painful and you don't want to deal with it. But the Lord will tell you what he believes about a situation and then give you an opportunity. He'll set the choice before you, an opportunity to come into agreement with him. So I was just wondering if you guys don't mind sharing, what are some moments in your life where the curtain has been pulled back and just for that second, you got a glimpse of who you are called to be, and that spurred you to action, spurred you to activity, created an eternal shift in how you saw things as far as relationships. The moment you woke up and said, no, you know what? I'm going back to school. I will get my doctorate. You know what? No, I am going to take control of my health. You know what? I am going to master language. What are some of those moments of clarity that you had? You know what? I am called to be an author. So we know what it's like when we're down, when we're out, when we're just wanting to give up. We know what that's like. That's why self-help is such a booming industry, because there's always something telling you what you did wrong. What are some of the moments of clarity in your life when you had an opportunity to come into agreement with destiny, with who you are called to be, and you said yes? So I would really love it if you guys would share that. I also want you to realize, like, as I said, your gift will make room for you. It's not just about finances. It will make room for you as far as opportunity, favor, audience. It will give you audience with people of stature. Your gift will make room for you, but also recognize that God gave gifts to men, and that is in the form of people. That is in the form of people. It doesn't always look like what you expect it to look like. Listen for the moments of clarity. And when they come, move quickly, move toward it. When they come, say yes. Put your hand up and say, yeah, that's me. And I'm going to go with it and I'm going to go for it. Don't stop. Be a gift to someone else. All right. You guys have a great day. Thanks for logging on, and feel free to share this video. If you have any questions, let me know. I will leave this up probably for about 24 to 48 hours. Again, this is me being transparent. This 30-day reset has been really, really good for me. At the same time, it's been demanding. But I won't quit and I won't fake the funk. And I will give God glory for giving me more moments of clarity and allowing me to evaluate areas that I don't normally look at, because I don't want to be undermined or derailed by something that I wasn't paying attention to. All right, you guys be safe. God bless. This has been Sharon. Master your mindset. Think on purpose. It's Thursday. Crush it. 2 more days. Have a good week.